long time ago, in a galaxy far, far away.
So, woke up this morning to a big article on Cameron's Patreon. Apparently, Lucasfilm is being sued again. Actually, the shell company Bluestockings.uk Limited is being sued again, this time for discrimination. And the lady that's suing them is a lady named Sadie Khan. She's the first woman of color to lead health and safety on a Disney series, and she's suing over discrimination. It's a very involved kind of article, and what Lucasfilm did when they fired her was accuse her of calling her replacement a white man. Now, he probably is a white man, but apparently she started basically making it known some of the things they were doing on the set of The Acolyte. This is, again, The Acolyte, here we go again. What wasn't safe, and they decided to let her go and hired somebody else that would just play the game, which is what they did. And I find it very interesting. So this is like the fourth lawsuit under Kennedy's regime at Lucasfilm, right? It's also the latest woman of color to be thrown under the bus by the woke white women at Lucasfilm, Kathleen Kennedy and Leslie Headland. Carrie Hart was the first, okay? So we'll talk more about this because this is what you get when you hire Harvey Weinstein's former personal assistant. You get this kind of circus freak crap going on. And it's a troubled production. You know it's trouble because the lawsuits start coming out when it's over, right? When it's finished, except for the Karen McCarthy thing came out before I think they even started filming. But let's talk more.
Urinal cakes?
I don't believe this. All these years.
The doyenne of Seattle's elite, looking down her nose at everyone in sight. She owes it all to this. She's managed to have her urinal cake and eat it, too. Hello, Marta. Like to speak to Maris. Oh, why not? Ah. She's in the final level of her guru's serenity training, the week-long vow of silence, day 6. No, Marta, that's all right. She doesn't have to come to the phone. Just give her this message. I've flushed out her family secret. Hello, Maris.
Stop the criminal in his tracks with this magical incantation. Stop, don't rob me here, this is my no-no-sphere.
Stop, don't rob me here, this is my no-no-sphere. Stop, don't rob me here, this is my no-no-sphere.
This is like what we understand to be Star Wars, like the idea that like that only came from George Lucas, that only George Lucas holds the key for what we understand to be Star Wars is just untrue. And I think the prequels are an excellent example of that. I mean, the idea that like when you're hiring a director, that everyone is sitting in there waiting for George Lucas and not for the person who's going to know to hire Ralph McQuarrie, that's the problem. That's the misogyny and the problem with the auteur myth as it stands today, because they're not thinking this is the person that will hire the right people, and this is the person that will be able to create the lookbooks and direct people to get them.
So Sadie Khan is not the only woman of color to be thrown under the bus by the woke hypocrites at Lucasfilm, Kathleen Kennedy's crew. Remember Carrie Hart? She was the one that approved The Last Jedi on its first draft, which you never do. What did Francis Ford Coppola say? Rewrite, rewrite, rewrite. And he said that to George Lucas. All right. Rain Roberts, who left, she's migrated to Searchlight because she was one of the production producers of The Acolyte. Did not get along with John and Dave apparently, and now she's gone. Now we have Sadie Khan, the first woman who was hired by Disney for a series to do health and safety on the set. We know what happened and why she was fired, and she called the man that replaced her a white man. That's probably true. He probably was white. Maybe he was actually the right guy for the job, right? She took offense and is now taking Lucasfilm, and Blue Stockings, a subsidiary in England, the shell company that Kennedy hid money in, to court over discrimination. Again, when you think about where we are here and what's going on, this is absolutely typical for the left in California. And the thing that really gets me is that they continually do it, and they get away with it. You see it with, Gavin Newsom ginning up support for illegal aliens. Well, when you've got women like, I'm going to say Leslie Headland, saying who's going to pick our crops. What? Lots of people can do that. We don't need people getting paid diddly squat under the table to pick crops, right? Okay. So, no, no. All right. So let's go to the lawsuits. So we've got Karen McCarthy lawsuit going on, and she was supposed to be, we all know what that was about. She actually was in England looking for a place to live and started getting ghosted in emails. Finally, they tell her she's gone, or she figured it out, as to be paid what they said they agreed to. They gave her $5,000, and she's in the middle of suing them. And stupidly, Disney thinks they can win. This is another The Acolyte, along with the Satchel lawsuit over Indiana Jones. These are things that Kathleen Kennedy should have thought about. But again, I believe that there was no Acolyte green light at the time McCarthy was hired. She's going to get her money. Then let's go to Gina Carano. Notice something going on here. 3 of the 4 lawsuits are women. 1 woman of color, 2 white women. Gina Carano does the same thing that Pedro Pascal does, puts her opinion out there on Twitter and other places, and gets axed after being bullied and abused by the Pablo Hidalgo crowd at Lucasfilm. And she's suing them, and I think she'll probably win. And if it goes to Discovery, and I think it has actually now, I'm not sure, that stuff ever comes out in public, and it will, because then it will be in court documents as evidence, Kathleen Kennedy will look like a total idiot. Not that she doesn't in hiring Leslie Headland, right? This is just par for the course of the Kennedy era, gone crazy at Lucasfilm. And I want you guys to know about this latest lawsuit. Sadie Khan, I think she's a Pakistani, suing them for discrimination. The Acolyte. Second lawsuit with The Acolyte. This is Steph signing out. See you around the galaxy.